Welcome back, guys. Today I'm doing another reaction video. This is Muhammad Tantawi, host of Dreamer Podcast. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. So today I got this interesting video I came across, and it's by this guy named Derek Jensen, which you would call an extremist environmentalist. Dun dun dun. Basically, extremist just means he does want to tear down our institutions that is killing the environment slowly. There's a debate, whether we should just kill it all, because the best way to get rid of something is cold turkey it, and then if you would just adapt with technology, that's like a Ben Shapiro argument. And then there's the middle ground of we can recycle and do good as we go. That's the one I believe in the least, though. I think I don't know, I'm an all or nothing person, so the all or nothing points mean a lot to me. So this guy has corresponded with the Unabomber. He's kind of interesting, maybe crazy, aren't we all? But he had some interesting things to say about queer theory and pedophilia. So let's check it
out. Very closely.
There is a long correlation between anarchism and pedophilia and support for pedophilia.
I want something relevant.
Wait. That's a beautiful line. Thank you so much for asking. How about something relevant? I've been talking about...
Notice when something is said that is super offensive, it gets people angry beyond keeping it cordial. I don't know what the adjective would be for cordial, but not at all how you would normally act unless you heard something outrageous, for example.
Rape culture all day, and pedophilia and the support of pedophilia is not rape culture? Actually, it seems you're acting like this is a spurious connection. So we're going to play Jeopardy. We're going to play queer theory. We're going to play queer theory, pedophilia, Jeopardy. Okay, answer.
I think, just by the way, he's just doing a great job of keeping his ability to be able to speak by calming the crowd. I mean, that's really hard. That's impressive.
Answer. Commonly called the godfather of queer theory.
Who is Foucault?
Who is Foucault?
I got it.
Okay, 100 points. Foucault. Another way to ask this is, who argued? No, I guess the answer would be argued for the eradication of age of consent laws, as in down to infants.
Who is Foucault?
What? See, all I'm saying is, I need to dig into it. I need to dig in. That sounds horrible. I need some coffee. Hold on. Okay. I hope that's over-exaggerated. That's awful. But I will say, in my one gender studies course I took at OSU, I didn't hear anything close to that. So I'm definitely probably going to Google search that.
Okay, next one. The author of the founding document of queer theory.
Who is Gail Rubin?
Who is Gail Rubin? What percentage? No, the answer is 50%. Question is?
The amount in that article that was a defense of pedophilia, specifically, quote, boy lovers, so men who fuck boys.
Oh.
Dude, you know what scares me about gender theory, queer theory? Why does it involve pedophilia? That's just, I don't know why the conversation has to go there. I've never thought about it unless it's in a tragic, explicit, discomforting light. I mean, TV show, Forensic Files. I mean, I don't think there's any philosophy to gain from pedophilia besides things you probably need to talk to Freud about.
And since you're not believing me, quote, quote, this is in the founding document of queer theory. Like communists and homosexuals in the 1950s, boy lovers are so stigmatized that it is difficult to find defenders of their civil liberties, let alone for their erotic orientation. That's in the founding document of queer theory.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm using facts.
Again, big props for keeping the audience at bay, keeping the mood okay, and making sure no one throws a chair, his way.
1,000 apologies. One must never let facts in the way. Oh, and she also compared, by the way, she compared pedophilia. She compared pedophilia to a preference for spicy food. The thing is, I have never heard of anyone who has to have years of therapy because they ate hot and sour soup. Okay, so up to 200.
First of all, I don't know what the fuck hot and sour soup is, but that...
Preference for spicy food. The thing is, I have never heard of anyone who has to have years of therapy because they ate hot and sour soup. Okay.
First of all, I don't know what hot and sour soup is, but you should try sweet and sour at Panda Express. Second, I don't think this video is boding well for anything what I would call like mainstream progressive leftism. This is bad. I mean, I don't know I don't know preference on food. Who drew connection between my taste buds and my urinary mechanism thingamabobber stick rod doohickey penis. Freak. Nah, you're supposed to describe yourself using function. Capable of breeding little shitheads. I don't know.
Okay, so up to 200. Now it is pedophilia and queer theory for 300. That would be author of Macho Sluts. Author of Macho Sluts and Public Sex. Pat Califia.
I don't know. I'm just getting this idea now. Why does this entire theory revolve around just sexual premises? Sex was taught as it's like a core or a central part to your life. But it's not. It's an additive that is shown or seen to be as good as it can be if the pieces are already in place. So when you see stats like married couples have better sex, there's a reason for that, because they have years of real relationship building over time, presumably. I mean, I'm guessing. I mean, I'm only 20. I'm not but, and for that reason, their sex is just better. So yeah, I don't think sex should be your central part of pursuit. That's all.
So gross. Derek Jensen is an eco-fascist.
Wait. What was it somebody said? Stay relevant. Okay, let's talk about Pat Califia.
Why don't you respond?
Because I can't respond.
Fucking transphobe. Respond.
Okay, here's something from one of...
Dude, I fucking... I hate when people talk out of turn. Just in general. When it's not your time to speak, shut the freak up. Like, it is so disrespectful. Let stupidity be said out loud in its complete form, so when it is heard, you can clearly separate who you need to separate out from your thought circle. But it is not up to you to judge, dictate, change, influence, persuade, or reveal the truth to anybody. It's like you are... It's why I hate the fucking death penalty. It's like, if I'm one and you're one, then me times another person times another person times another person still equals one. And I can't dictate the death of someone else, no matter my moral judgment. And I think it just gives off a sense of just entitlement and And basically, I need a word for I feel the need to tell you to shut up more than often I would tell other people. And the half-assed language that came out of. But you get the point.
Pat Calippia's books. You know, it's really interesting. It's really interesting that when I actually start talking about the relationship between queer theory and anarchism and pedophilia, that it becomes, they really want to shut me up now. Okay.
I mean, duh. I mean, you're basically connecting something perverse to something that's so-called beautiful. So, yeah, of course.
So here's Pat Calithia.
You're a homophobe.
Pat Calithia. Oh, wait, just a second. I was accused of homophobia because I'm against pedophilia.
Yes. Right.
Who is it who actually makes the connections between that? Okay, here's something by Pat Calithia. Pat Calithia has written, any child old enough to decide whether or not she or he wants to eat spinach, play with trucks, or wear shoes is old enough to decide whether or not she wants to run around naked in the sun, masturbate, sit in someone's lap, or engage in sexual activity, by which she does not mean play doctor, she means with adults. And she's very clear about that because she also says that pedophiles should be more and not less invested in children's lives. Okay, so...
Dude, what? Good hell, man. This would have been nice to learn in that gender studies class, but we learned, everything but that. I mean, this is kind of mind blowing. I don't know.
So we're at 300. 400 is the most famous queer theorist of today. Answer. No, it is not Judith Butler. It's who is Judith Butler? Okay, Judith Butler is the most famous queer theorist of the day.
We see you, all of you supporters here, who do not care about trans people's lives.
Okay. Yeah, it goes back to what I was just saying. You are not in a position to ever tell someone that their moral claim to something is less or greater than yours. I mean, you can say it, but it means nothing. It actually means nothing, and that's why when you do say your opinion and someone has a counter opinion, it goes nowhere. It's like, well, we find common ground. What the fuck is common ground exactly? Common ground is when you say what you think, they say what they think, y'all compare like two kind of similar points, twist them up to some magical tangent world reality that you can think of, and then you just move on. You just think what you originally thought, but you just maybe doubt it, or you can say you've tested it against other theories. I mean, the only time it matters is in politics, but the political argument sucks because it's like you meet middle ground, you give up some ground. But when it comes to a subject like this, any type of ground that you give up has to be monumental or has to be important, because these aren't dollars and cents. These are procedures, these are therapies, these are ideologies, and these are teachings that are going to spread throughout the country. So like their meeting in the middle is cute, but in this case it needs to be heavily examined. Hope I said that right.
Okay. Here's a great quote from Judith Butler.
That's not an argument, that's a bumper sticker. It's the fucking truth. Are you supporting them?
Okay, so Judith Butler wrote, so I keep adding this qualification. When incest is a violation, suggesting I think there may be occasions in which it's not. Why would I talk that way? Well, I do think that there are probably forms of incest that are not necessarily traumatic, and which gain their traumatic character by virtue of the content of social stain that they produce. Yeah, it's Judith Butler. That's one of the queer heroes. Okay, now we have.
Okay, so it's a validation of what we would call a condition, pedophilia. Is that a condition? And it's a sympathy plea or an understanding of their disposition. Okay, So to put it in the most shiniest of terms, a predisposed individual whose grace whose grace that we deserve to give them, or who's deserving of our grace. Got it. Who's deserving of our grace, sympathy, and love, but but in the end, understanding of their predisposed attractions.
For 500, we have the last one in the queer theory and pedophilia. The answer is queer theorist who has spoken out strongly against pedophilia.
Zero. Who is no one?
Who is no one? Not a single one. Because the entire thing is based on transgressing. Yeah, I know. Dear fucking God.
I don't know where he was going, but the entire thing is based on sexual self-actualization being at the core to your happiness. That's what it looks like. That's what it came off to me in 2020. Actually, this would be 2019, and this is what it comes off to me today. It just makes sense more now. No, I don't agree with it. I'm glad I'm not in a position of power to make governing laws about it, but no, it's not something I would like teach a loved one or something. No. Now, there is one more article I want to show. So I have had a ongoing problem that I kind of want to talk about, and that's that people feel like they cannot speak their minds. And I think this article here is going to give me a good chance to talk about it more, and it has to do with Twitter, specifically the shadow banning and the different definitions of shadow banning. So there's a type of shadow banning where you're just outwardly not exposed in the algorithm. And then there's other types of shadow banning where you're just maybe decreased by 50%, 80%, or just you're not technically shunned. You're just less shown, and you're blacklisted as a harmful, hateful, content bringing page. I hate that idea because I don't know who's... First of all, I don't know who's commenting that they're hurt. Second, I don't know if we should take responsibility for people's hurt the same way we don't hold rich people responsible for homeless people's economic disadvantage. It's just not in my... It's in my best interest as a person to do my best to make the people around me feel good. But it's not mandatory of me. I'm not obligated to make the people around me feel welcomed and accepted. That's the point of growth. You can't reverse engineer growth. And that's what it feels like it's doing. And I've run into a problem where I don't have certain people on my podcast because they're too afraid to share their opinions. They're scared they're not going to be able to find a job after school, which is crazy to fear that in your early 20s. But, you know, it's a real reality that people who just are not thinking what they're immediately seeing on TikTok or Instagram, and they're seeing like backlash that, for example, Kanye West is getting, or Kyrie Irving, who just lost his shoe contract. I mean, that's millions of dollars of real generational money that had real impact connected to each dollar, because it's going to go in his pocket. And instead now, God knows what Nike's going to do with that money. I think there's a divide in people that really believe that you should be able to say everything you want, and in people who are trying to protect the feelings of the vulnerable. And while the latter's cute, the former is a little more strict and tough. I'm more of a not open a Pandora's box at all. Because once you open something, that's it. You've opened up the possibilities. It's over. You can't... It's like managing a store. Before you open the store, you won't have any theft. I promise. But as soon as you open the store, you'll have theft. But guess what? You'll make money. And to facilitate movement and like the transference of products and services and ideas, you have to integrate people and integrate or the opposite of outegrate. I don't even know. But take people out of your environment. And that constant sway of people and influences is what ultimately molds the people who end up staying in a place, and that molds the culture, the atmosphere, and the mood, and all that stuff. Like, you know, there's the unique setting of a workplace or any environment. So I just be careful what you're taking offense to. Be careful that you're not on Instagram too long and you're just seeing the same things over and over. Um, and be careful not to take things so seriously, even if it is the most offensive thing in the world. It's really just one post on the internet there for you to potentially see. You could have not seen it. Like, if you just think about the possibility that what if you hadn't seen this, I mean, it just baffles you for just a couple seconds. If you just laugh at yourself, because the evil that you're pissed off about seeing in the world is deeply rooted in you as well. There's even I think he's a pre-Socratic Greek king or philosopher, but Augustine had this quote, libido dominus, and it's basically libido dominant. And Cornel West used it in a speech, but he used it in reference to a spiritual fascism that we might all carry within us. Well, he believes that we carry within us. And I found that really interesting. I do think there's an underlying prejudice and discriminatory behavior or pattern that we exude as we try to pursue social standing or a position. Once we start to value something worldly more than ourselves. So if you notice, like, a stoner is really nice, but the nice isn't impactful. It's more like a kitty nice. And it's because you're not able to sustain, you need to be able to sustain, like, mature energy and perseverance in times of both bad and good. Because the good times, or the times you feel like you've done something really well, or you feel grateful, or you feel blessed by the world, that only lasts for so long. So there comes a hardening, duty before feeling, action before, reaction kind of behavior pattern that you have to get used to in order to see the fruits of this, like, built up, reoccurring, reinvested, action pattern that you've had for 6 months that resulted in you having like 10,000 in savings, for example. Like, just seeing something grow through what seemed like insignificant daily actions. So yeah, don't get so pissed about what people think and say. The most racist things can be said to you, and believe me, they matter just as much as, like, the price of milk. Actually, the price of milk is pretty high. I don't like the price of milk. And if you haven't already, check out my website at mohammedtantawi.com. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, you can also check out the latest podcast episode on the website. I also have a blog up, so check them out. 3 new posts, all different kind of variations in their topics and such. I hope you enjoy them. Please send me a little message on my website to let me know what you think. That pretty much wraps it up for me. I'll see y'all next time. Mohammed Tantawi signing off.